I don't want them at 10 to 1.
No bargain. Again, no bargains anymore on that team. It doesn't. There's no secrets out there anymore. If you want a bargain, so to speak, as far as college basketball futures, you're going to have to go with someone who right now is maybe outside the top 25 that you think is going to get a whole lot better, right?
Yeah, if you're playing futures this early, I like to look for the long shots, and I'll play some triple-digit teams early in the year, but I'm not looking to take a short price. You never know. Too much can happen. Lose a key player. You just don't want to be holding the ticket that's not going to be any good. And this year's tough because you got some teams at the top that are really good.
No question about that. All right, let's get rolling on our rundown. We do this every Friday with either Tony Miller or Aaron Kesler as far as the weekend NFL stuff is concerned. But we will start with the amazing rivalry between Army and Navy. And the roles have changed here. Army, I believe, is favored for the first time in like 15 or 16 years. And they're actually good-sized favorites against Navy.
Yeah, we've got Army as a 6.5-point favorite in this one, and it's really flipped. Navy had a real down year this year. Offense couldn't really do too much, and Army was able to compete with some really tough teams early on. They had a good start to their schedule. They've been very strong this year, and they've been very publicly backed. So I'm not too surprised to be installed as a big favorite, but it's the Army-Navy game, and when you have a spread this big, that's kind of new to all of us. We've got mostly Army action and some action on the over of 40.
I neglected to mention this is just a great contest that's taking place, the Ultimate Football Challenge. We're heading down the home stretch now. Monster Lock is on top, 62, 28, and 1. Aaron, I've got 13 contestants separated by only 4.5 points, and Muck Nuts, the two-time defending champion, Chris Kozak, he is among them. So
that's impressive.
It's getting really exciting.
Yeah, you just can't seem to get rid of that guy. But, yeah, we've got a great group of people up near the top this year, a lot of guys who really know what they're doing, and these records are phenomenal. 62, 28, and 1. I wish I was half that good.
Have you seen people following some of the leaders? Have you been seeing extra action at the Nugget on some of the sides that these guys are backing?
Yeah, a little bit. You'll have your people who come in every week. They'll check the picks on Saturday when they go up on the website, and we'll definitely start to see a little bit of buzz around those teams.
Of course, it's a little bit tougher for some of the guys this weekend because you've only got the one college game, which means you got to pick 6 NFLs.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of college next week as well. Once we get into full bowl season, there's a lot more to choose from on the college end of things.
All right. What do we say we get started in the NFL?
Sure. Let's take a look at the NFL action. And what I want you to tell me, Aaron, is what's going on down there at the Nugget when it comes to Chiefs and Ravens. I know that's going to be a heavily bet game.
This has been a heavily bet game. It's one of our highest ticket counts of the week. We've gotten some under money on the game, but we're getting some really good two-way action on both sides.
Now, the Colts and Texans won't be that as high profile as the game we just talked about, but the Texans are riding a 9-game winning streak, cashing a lot of tickets. The Colts were on fire going into last week, finally bit the public last week. Is the public holding a grudge against the Colts for their losses last week as they take a look at this week's game?
Well, they're not in any hurry to jump on board, I'll tell you that much. We've gotten a pretty decent amount of public play to the Texans on this one. So they're definitely the favorite team here, but I do think you'll see some sharp buyback coming to the Colts here. The Texans are a team I'm just not a huge fan of at this point. They're good, they've been playing well, but I'm not completely sold.
So, speaking of teams we're not completely sold on, let's talk about the Carolina Panthers, who were in must-win mode this week again, and they were in must-win mode last week and lost. They were in must-win mode the week before and lost. But now they're in Cleveland, and they really got to win. What kind of action are you seeing downtown?
It's mostly Cleveland action. It's been fairly light, but we did get some decent-sized action on Cleveland earlier today, and that's down to Carolina -1 now. Could the mighty Browns become a favorite here?
It's funny how things change because if you go back the early portion of the season and you're looking ahead at the schedule for Week 14 and you see Atlanta, Green Bay, it's like, ooh, boy, there's a big game. And instead it's 4-8 versus 4-7-1. But the Packers always get attention at the windows. And I got a feeling there's going to be a lot of money showing up this week. It's just my opinion that the Packers will get bet by the public this week because the perception is they're going to be better right away with Mike McCarthy gone. I don't know if I share that opinion, but I think that could be a concept this week that's popular.
I'm not so sure you're going to see that. I think people think the Packers might have, forgive the pun, packed it in a little bit. And Atlanta is a team they still got the name recognition and they score points, and people like teams that score points. So I think you will see Atlanta get some money here. We've seen a little bit come in, but nothing too crazy. The other thing is we get a lot of Green Bay traffic usually, but it's different this week with the rodeo in town. We don't have the Wisconsin traffic like we usually do.
That's an interesting thing down at the Nugget.
Think of that.
That's good info, sure. Speaking of teams that score a lot of points, we have the New Orleans Saints laying points on the road with they have the highest scoring offense, one of the highest scoring offenses in the NFL.
You know what? They're going against a defense that doesn't exactly prevent a lot of points.
Well, 48-40 in the first meeting. That was a Fitzmagic game back in Week 1. The Saints are 10-1 since. What are you seeing between New Orleans and Tampa Bay?
It's been mostly Saints money so far, and believe it or not, a decent amount of under money has come in on this one.
Oh.
But, Tampa's defenses look better the last couple of weeks. They slowed down Carolina, and they completely shut down the Niners, which I know is not much of a feat, but their defense has been improving.
They actually played a pretty good game in that game against the Redskins, the Bucks defense.
They've
in
gotten
the
a
home
little
game
bit better.
prior to that.
Yeah.
Well, defensively at home, they've been cashing some unders, so I'm not surprised there's
An
under money
interesting
there.
spot, by the way. The Saints are off a loss. They have extra rest, and it's revenge for their opening week loss. I can see why some people might like Tampa Bay, or excuse me, New Orleans in this game. Here it is, the Jets and Bills. Go ahead, Aaron. Make this one sound good.
The world will be watching, and by the world I mean upstate New York. We've taken light action on this game. Let's just leave it at that. We have taken bets on both sides, but not that many of them.
And then that was a plural, right? Not a bet.
We have taken multiple bets on both sides of this game.
There you go. Sure. No argument. There's
8. 8 bets.
It's over-under 5.5. A number of bets. Okay, staying in the AFC East, we have the Patriots and the Dolphins. New England's always road chalk, but they always seem to have trouble in Miami. Are the markets reflecting that down on Fremont Street?
Yeah, we've taken some early parlay action to the Patriots. No sharp money on either side in this one yet, but I think that it's going to be your typical New England game where we're going to see all the parlays to the Patriots and all the sharp guys in Miami.
Especially with their track record in Miami, which is not particularly good. It's a stadium they have had a real serious time winning in. We'll skip the Rams and Bears and leave that for the flex game at the end of this segment. Let's go to the Giants and Redskins, which unfortunately it hasn't worked out for either team this year. The Giants have been a disappointment, and the Redskins just too many injuries. And I know they're 500 still, but they look like a team that might be just about done.
Yeah, we're seeing absolutely no love for the Mark Sanchez boys here. We've got the Giants 3.5, and all the public money has come in on New York on the road.
Then, of course, when speaking of bad teams, the 49ers are at home. We look at the afternoon games here in Las Vegas. Denver.
Broncos got to guard against the letdown here.
And, Broncos have some injury issues.
Yes.
And, I mean, not just on the offensive side of the football. Denver losing Harris at the cornerback. That's a major loss. And, obviously, losing Sanders. That's 2 enormous losses. And Tremaine Brock out this weekend as well. What are you seeing in terms of betting action and volume for the 49ers and the Broncos?
Stop me if you've heard this one before. We got some sharp money on the Niners, and we got the public parlays on the Broncos on the road.
Not surprising.
These short road favorites, the public does enjoy betting them, and every once in a while they come through.
Big home chalk here as the Chargers will be in beautiful Carson, California, hosting the dreadful Cincinnati Bengals, who finally have made me look okay because before the season, I picked the Bengals to finish last in the division. And, of course, they come out of the gate firing. It's like, what were you thinking of? They have settled back to the level I thought they would be. And, boy, I know the Chargers aren't the most reliable big chalk pieces in the world, Aaron, but it's tough to make a case for Cincinnati right now.
Yeah, if you're going to take Cincinnati, you really got to hold your nose because that team is just playing bad football right now. It's going to be hilarious when you had a 4-1 ticket and you had over 6 season wins with the Bengals. You're not even getting a push out of it.
I know it. Isn't that amazing?
That's tough. Speaking of holding your nose, you talked about the Jets and the Bills being a low-volume game. What are you looking at for the Lions and the Cardinals? The better of the two teams is 4-8.
Well, we're 2.5 minus 20 here, but we've actually seen some Cardinal money show up this week.
I'm
stunned silence.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
Who did that?
Arizona won straight up as 2 touchdown dogs last week.
Yes, you got me. I'm used to just answering the phone call at 1 o'clock. Who do we need? Just force of habit. Oh, we need the Cardinals. I don't even bother looking at this point. I know we need the Cardinals.
All right, who are you going to need in this game? Because this is going to be fun. This Eagles-Cowboys game is clearly the biggest game of the season of the NFC East. I don't think either one of these teams looks like a team that can make a run to the Super Bowl. All the Cowboys have played well lately. But in terms of a division and a playoff spot, this is an absolutely huge game.
Yeah, we've taken a little more to Philly so far, but this is a game that we're getting very good action on both ways. And Dallas looks resurgent, and Philly still has that Super Bowl effect over them. So you're going to see people backing both sides here.
They will be the Las Vegas Raiders in, a year and a half?
Please don't remind me.
Yeah, and there will be an enormous amount of Raider money, one would think, at that time. However, the 2018 Oakland Raiders have to be a challenge for you to attract money for. What's the action as the Pittsburgh Steelers come to town?
Well, we made this number big enough, was 10.5 earlier, now 10, that we did not have a hard time getting Raider money this week. So we've taken some Raider bets so far. We do have our normal public bets on Pittsburgh that you should expect, but it's been actually better two-way than I expected here, although this can all change by Sunday.
And we go to the flex game, the Sunday night matchup, which is an exciting matchup because, and I think this is going to, the indications are it's going to be a pros versus Joes game with the public on the Rams and the sharper money showing on the Bears. Is that what you're seeing?
Yeah, that's what we've seen so far. We've got actually a big ticket count to the Rams here in the parlays. But we've taken some bear money and some bear money to the money line as well.
All right. Look, this is a great week in Las Vegas because this is just, of all the annual events here, NFR, I think it's fair to say, attracts the most fun crowd. I mean, they come in, they spend money, they have a good time, they treat everybody extremely well. We love having the rodeo fans in town, and a lot of them will be downtown. So what have you got, guys got planned for entertainment this weekend?
We've got a great lineup, and yeah, there's two kinds of people. There's people who love the Cowboys when they come to town, and there's people who haven't met them yet.
Yep.
Because they're just a great group of guys, and always super nice to everybody, a lot of fun. We've got just a massive country lineup this week. We got Tanya Tucker tonight. John Michael Montgomery tomorrow is one of my favorites. Ray Wiley Hubbard coming up on Sunday. Tracy Lawrence on Monday. Pam Tillis and Lori Morgan on Tuesday.
Wow.
Lone Star on Wednesday. And Colt Ford on Thursday. Jamie Johnson closes it out next Friday.
That is a strong lineup for country and western fans, no question about it.
Yeah, we're going to have a huge show down here every night. So definitely come on down. We've got tickets available for all the shows, and they're just going to be phenomenal. I'll probably see at a couple of them.
We're talking about 4 figures on the over and under for cowboy hats at the Golden Nugget.
I wore mine to work today.
There you go. Send out a picture on Twitter. I'm going to see what Aaron Kesler looks like with a Stetson.
Yeah, if you give me $9.99.5, I'm taking over all the way.
Yep.
Well, hopefully I could be the one to put it over the top for you.
All right, there you go. Thanks, Aaron. Appreciate it, bud.
Thanks for having me, guys.
It really is. It's a great. I love the NASCAR crowd and the rodeo crowd. Those people, I mean, the service people make out because they spend money hand over fist, and they're nice doing it, too.
Yeah,
they really are.
That's such a difference maker.
Yeah,
when you're in the service industry, the difference between jerks and nice people is fairly large.
This is one of the weeks where everybody in the service industry says, yes, here come the rodeo people. We're going to have fun. We're going to have a lot of laughs, and we're going to make a lot of money. We'll come back, and we'll get to Kelly Stewart next.
The Las Vegas Sportsline.
The Westgate Las Vegas Resort and Casino is your spot for Sunday football. ESPN Las Vegas is on the scene from 8 to 10 a.m. inside the Superbook to start your Sunday off right. Free parking, food starts at $3, $25 buckets, and great prizes. It's Football Central each Sunday at the Westgate.
Does your water stain and damage your fixtures? Does it smell or taste bad? Are you worried about what's in your water? Water quality should not be painful and worrisome. Get HydroCare water systems from Wave Home Solutions with the most advanced purification technologies. Call Wave Home Solutions today at 1-888-973-WAVE or go to bestwaternow.com. HydroCare will eliminate limescale that causes hundreds of dollars in damage to pipes and appliances without using salt. Well water will no longer smell or stain your fixtures. City water will be purified of harmful chlorine, lead, arsenic, and chemicals. Wave Home Solutions provides the cleanest, healthiest water at every faucet. Satisfaction guaranteed. For more information, call 1-888-973-WAVE, 1-888-973-WAVE, or go to bestwaternow.com. That's bestwaternow.com.
Wave Home Solutions for a healthy, comfortable home.
Cliff Miller with me, Dave Cokin. We're talking about what's happening at MJ Christensen at Boca Park. And let's talk about diamonds because they're a girl's best friend and they're also the most intimidating thing in the world for guys.
They see a GSI 1 carat and one's $4,000 and one's $14,000, and they don't understand why. That's why people are flooding into MJ, because we'll sit you down and educate you and help you select the perfect diamond for your occasion.
MJ Christensen, something for everyone this holiday season. Located at Boca Park.
I'm attorney Matt Hoffman with Battleborn Injury Lawyers.